Jose Luis Lopez from Durango, Mexico. Yeah. See, Mexico, they got a lot of fighters like that. You
Mm.
see, guys are just natural. Guys are that are gifted enough to be champion, no matter who trains them. But you don't live the right lifestyle, you know. You don't live
Yeah.
up to your God. You might become champion like he did, but you're not going to keep it long. And when you start fighting good fighters,
Mm.
it's going to catch up to you. Like Cortez, Jesus, man, he lost by this much. If he only trained James Page, the WBA champion, he had him knocked out. If he only trained, he got tired as the fight went on, and he still went 12
Mm.
rounds. Yeah, what a fuck. Yeah, but
Amazing.
anyway, yeah, that was
Yeah.
he's look him up, Jose Luis Lopez. Yeah, Mexico. I'm looking for my next talented fighter like that, where I ain't got to work hard because they're so naturally gifted. All I got to do is put water in their mouth. You know what I mean? Tell them a few things, and they'll be champions. Is that yeah? Yeah. It's, they're
Good
out there.
stuff.
I mean, they're out there. They're out there. I mean, I haven't
Mm.
seen nothing lately, but Mexico has a history and tradition of creating great fighters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's in their culture and everything, man. That's why I like living here, man. Because boxing is big here. It's big. It's like the number two sport in the country, and it's on network TV all the time. You know what I mean? So, and there's a lot of
Yes.
club shows, a lot of club
Yeah.
shows where I can develop my fighters and everything. You know what I mean?
That's good. You can always keep them busy.
Yeah. Like I said, you only can get a fighter so good in the gym. Okay, no matter what you do, you're always
Mm.
gonna get them. You're gonna hit a wall. You only can get them so good. You need those live fights under the bright lights to propel them to the next level. Okay, take
Yeah.
off the headgear, put on the small gloves. Okay, that's gonna get them against good opponents. That's gonna get them better to the next level. But you only can do
Definitely.
so much in the gym. Even if you get great sparring, it don't matter.
Mm.
You gotta. In Mexico,
Yeah. I mean, you get better at fighting by fighting.
yeah, basically you learn and
Mm.
practice your craft under
Definitely.
the bright lights. Yeah,
Mm.
see, that's one thing a lot of coaches in the states got to learn, man. I see them grinding and grinding in the gym all the time, but their fighters are not fighting. Yeah, it's not their fault. It's just there ain't no promoters out there to help to take care of the fighters. Now here, there's a lot of activity here, man. You know what I mean? In my area, yeah,
Mm.
there's club shows. Shit, we do. My partner I work with, he does like I don't know 10 a year. Then the other promoters around here, they do their fair share. Then I go to Mexico City, and they got them there. They're over there once a week, twice a week. Then you go to Guadalajara, they're once, twice a week, right down the road. Then Aguas Caliente, they have them like 6 times a year. Yeah, they're everywhere, man. Yeah, and
That's good.
yeah,
That's
top
good.
fighters. Yeah, and you're
Yeah.
gonna develop. Yeah, you develop. You fight. You stay active. It's better than sitting
Mm.
on the shelf not fighting. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Because let me
Yeah.
tell you this, man. Act, activity is a fighter's best friend. Activity is a fighter's best friend. Inactivity is a fighter's worst enemy.
Mm.
Okay,
Totally agree with you.
inactivity is a fighter's worst enemy. You sit on the shelf, your tools get dull. You got to be active all the time. There's only so much you can do in training. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Yeah. That's my philosophy. Well, then again, I learned this from all the greats, so they told me the same shit. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If
Well,
I
it's
get the same shit, and manual, all of them, they told me the same. Everything I'm telling you now, I'm passing it on to you, man. Basically, you know what I mean?
yeah. I appreciate it. It's been great speaking to you. It's been
No,
really
it's
enlightening.
been great to be on the show.
Um, yeah, I've really
It's
enjoyed listening to you. Um, and
it's good that you have the younger coaches, and give them some publicity for their hard work and their dedication, their
yeah,
commitment, the resources they put into their gym, and the work they put with their kids. But maybe they won't get a world champion or a great fighter, but still they're doing something positive for the boxing business.
yeah,
And one day, hell, you never know, there might be that special talent that walks in their gym that's going to take them.
mm,
Like when
yeah,
Pacquiao walked into Freddie's gym. You know what I mean? There might be
yeah,
that special talent that just walks in your gym,
yeah.
like Marvin
I
Hagler
mean,
when he walked into the Petronelli's gym. Yeah,
mm,
I'll
yeah,
tell you a
yeah. I
story
mean,
about. Yeah,
I started this podcast because, as a coach, and studying all those old school fighters, I wanted to find those coaches who had that old school knowledge. So to
Oh
have
yeah.
yourself come on, has been an absolute pleasure. And just
Have
speak to.
Jesse there, man. You'll see it. You'll when you talk to Jesse. Oh yeah, yeah. Don't keep him on. Yeah, an hour is good. Yeah, because Jesse's 82 now. He wants to go to bed, or just keep him, talk. But he'll love to come on because and you'll get a good education about it.
Mm,
See, I still talk to
definitely.
Jesse. I talk to him all the time. He knows I know. Jesse taught me a lot, so he always told me, man, you're doing good. You're doing the right things. The main thing is you shut your mouth and listen, and you learn. And
Mm,
you're gonna have good fighters and everything. He was always positive with me. Everything he says comes to fruition and everything. And like I said, I'm 61. He's what 80. Every time he speaks, I listen. I like yesterday, and I talked to him. I was quiet as a mouse. He was telling me about ways to improve your fighter, how to make him be more an effective puncher at angles, using angles and stuff like that. He was telling me drills to do on the tire and stuff like that. And I was listening.
yeah.
Then I would ask him questions, and he would answer them and everything. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, I didn't know that shit. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, okay, let me try that. Yeah, but Jesse, like I said, he's he's
yeah, we
one of
should
the last Mohegans.
definitely get
Him
Jesse
and
Reed on. Mm,
Joe Goosen, Jesse, Kenny, Buddy, Freddie. You know what I mean, I can't think of too many others, man. I mean, there's probably others out there, but I can't think of any right now. It's just the ones I know. Okay, the ones I know that are real good, real good coaches.
mm.
Curtis Coates was a damn good coach from Miami, from Dallas. Curtis Coates, the former world champion.
Yeah, yeah,
He
Curtis
trained.
Coates, yeah.
He's a very good coach. I watched him and learned a lot from him, man. Just same
Okay.
shit he preached. Oh yeah, same shit he preached. That same shit that all the old school trainers preach. He preached the same stuff, Curtis. Yeah, he was very. He had Quincy Taylor, the WBC champion, and Ika Biabuchi, Kirk Johnson. Yeah, he had some. But Curtis was a. He passed away, but he was he was a real boxing coach. Yeah,
Mm.
Curtis. He was in Murphy Griffin. You know him?
Haven't heard of Murphy Griffin, no.
Emil. Yeah, his cousin was
Emil
Emil Griffin.
Griffith. Oh, right, yeah.
Griffin. Yeah, he trained Brian Mitchell. I learned a lot from him because they trained in my gym a couple of times when they were getting ready to fight Tony Lopez, and before I started helping out with Tony, and they came in my gym and that Murphy Griffin, he trained Mancini too.
Oh,
Boom
Ray
boom.
Mancini.
Yeah, he trained Boom Boom Mancini too,
Oh,
and
wow.
some other good fighters. But he was a real good coach, a real disciplinarian, a real, you know what I mean. And he was all business, man. Murphy Griffin. That's why Brian hired him. Brian Mitchell, the WBA champion at the time, real good fighter, a real good fighter,
Mm.
and he was a champion back then. That meant something, being world champion. You know what I mean? And he was good. Murphy Griffin was a real good coach. Yeah, yeah. Same
Interesting.
shit. Head movement, working that jab. You know what I mean? Putting your combinations together, making sure you're moving your head, not keeping it still. All that stuff. You used to tell Brian. I used to because when they were sparring, he'd be outside the ring. I stand next to him, just hear his advice. What he was tell Brian. Between corners and everything. Yeah, I used to do that all the time though. When the fighters are spar, I get up on the ring apron like with a man or somebody, just sit there next to him, just listening to him. Yeah, weird. JK, I
This is,
wanted to
this
learn.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. This I was going to say. This is what, as we as coaches want, though, isn't it? This is what we sort of work for. We want to be around that information.
yeah, shit. I mean, it's free. They didn't charge me like you see a lot of guys nowadays charge for their information. Not me. Shit, I was there. They knew I was a young, hungry, upcoming coach that wanted to learn, and they were willing to help me. Yeah, man. Yeah, I got them in the ring right next to them. They be, you know, when they spar, and I just listened what they were saying. They'd be right there. I just in the corner. Fighter didn't, they didn't give a shit. The fighters, but then they didn't care. And I just kick back and listen and everything. Man. Yeah, what they were doing, or or when they go train, when they're training. Like sometimes we would finish early, and their guys would train, I'd stay just to go watch them train, and I'd be with them. When they're training their fighters, I stand right next to them. You know what I mean? And watch, listen to them what they would tell their fighters and everything. Yeah, you can't. Hey, man, this is this is priceless shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, standing next to Manuel, while he's training Lennox Lewis, listening to Manuel, or Eddie Futch when he's training Bo, when he's training McCallum, you know what I mean? Or Georgie Benton, you know what I mean? Or Jesse Reed, when he's showing his fighters, teaching his fighters, and I'm right there just listening and picking it up. Yeah, yeah,
That's great. Best way, isn't it?
Oh,
Best way to be around them. Yeah.
oh yeah. Then all of a sudden it just becomes part of your DNA, and you start understanding, and you start becoming obtaining wisdom that you're looking for and everything. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And like I said, the more you got to be obsessed with this shit, man. Like I was a
Exactly.
fucking nutcase. I mean, I was. You got to be obsessed, and that's the
That's
thing.
yeah.
That's what I.
Exactly. You have to be a
What's that?
success. You have to.
You
Yeah, I
got to be.
agree with you. You have to be
Yeah,
obsessed with
man.
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta be obsessing, and have a passion for it, man. If not, don't even be a trainer. You know what I mean? Don't even be a man. Don't even be in the business, man. Just go do something else. Because if you don't have a deep obsession for this shit, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're
Yeah.
wasting your time,
Because
man.
you're training people who going to be fighting. So you got to be obsessed about your craft.
Yeah, you're responsible for their fucking safety.
Mm,
Shit, you know what I mean? They can get hurt in there. So you
exactly. Yeah.
gotta, you gotta, you gotta, what do you call it? You gotta have a passion for this shit, man. And like I said, back in the days, I didn't have YouTube. I collected DVD, or before that, the VHS tapes, and big old thick ones, cassette tapes. Had a
Mm,
shitload of boxes. Then after that, they switched to DVD,
yeah.
so I bought a lot of those. Yeah, every fighter I wanted to study, I'd get a series of fights from them, and yeah, and watch
Mm,
them, sit there and watch them, pick up, and okay, man, shit. And sometimes the top amateurs coming up, because I was heavy in the USA amateur boxing. I wanted to see the next group of talent come up, and I
yeah.
watch. I go to the nationals. I meet them. I see them. Guys like Mayweather, Whitaker. Roy Jones. I should see them all of them.
Oh
And
wow.
then, yeah, I seen them all, man. At the amateurs, Whitaker, all of them. Tyson, when he was like a little kid, like 14 or 15, 83, he won the nationals, the juniors. Yeah, I remember that. Because I was when I started in the boxing business. I remember seeing him, and I seen pretty much all Roy Jones when they were when they were coming up. De La Hoya,
Mm,
oh, I seen him when he was a 15-year-old kid. The first time I seen him fight, oh,
mm,
everybody was telling me about how you had to watch this guy De La Hoya. So he came to Sacramento for the Junior Olympics, the regionals, or the state Junior Olympics, and I watched De La Hoya. Watch that De La Hoya. He's gonna be good. So shit took me 1 minute of watching him. That dude's a fucking badass. So you can see he was a talent. 5'9", you know, fast, sharp combinations, beautiful, crisp body shots, nice, sharp jab, good footwork. Nice fundamental stance. Worked his jab beautifully. Damn, that was like a seasoned pro. But right then and there, okay, okay, and you had something. Come on, man. Talent doesn't lie. You know what I mean? You can see, oh shit. You know what I mean? Talent doesn't lie. So I seen he
mm.
was something special back then. De La Hoya, yeah. 15 years old. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I seen him. I seen a lot of them, man. So many through the years, man. Mayweather, yeah, Fernando Vargas too. Yeah. Yeah. Fernando Vargas. You know him? Fernando Vargas?
Yeah, Fernando Vargas, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Layman Brewster. Remember him in the amateurs back in the days. God, he's just so many, man. Name an amateur. I probably saw him, man. Yeah. Ivan Robinson. Yeah, was a good fighter too.
Alan
Yeah.
Robson from Philly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He lost to De La Hoya twice in the amateurs. Razor thin, sp- split close decisions. Yeah. He gave De La Hoya shit, boy. He was one of De La Hoya's top rivals. Yeah, Ivan Robinson. Yeah, so many of them. My God, I forget. Stevie Johnson. Oh, what a fighter he was. The WBC lightweight champion, the future. I remember him. Vernon Force. Oh, Shane Mosley. Oh,
Shane Mosley.
so
He was a great fighter.
first time I seen him fight was 1986, the Golden Bear tournament. Yeah, he won it. He was 16 years old fighting men. Yeah, I seen this little kid. They were telling me about him. I was, okay, something to watch. Yeah, I seen him. I seen him ascend to the amateur ranks, won the nationals. But his biggest nemesis, he never could beat, and that's what kept him off the Olympic team in '92. Vernon Force.
Forrest, yeah. Beat him
That
twice in
is
the
number.
pros as well, didn't he?
In the pros, when they turn pro, it's the same shit I saw in the amateurs, how we controlled them at range and distance.
Mm.
Okay? He took them apart in the amateurs. It was the same way he did in the pros. He just had that style that didn't, that wasn't conducive for Mosley to win. Yeah. The same exact thing. When I remember when he beat him in the Olympic trials. Then when they fought in the pros, same exact. I was like, yeah, man, he did the same shit in the amateurs. Yeah, yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, Vernon Force. Yeah, Vernon
He
was
was
a
a
good
good
fighter
fighter.
too.
Good fighter,
Yeah, I
yeah.
seen them all, man. '96. Yeah, but now I don't follow amateur boxing that much because the quality is not like it used to. And I just pros I follow. I try to follow all the young kids coming up and everything. So
Mm.
what I mean? All the young talent, like, Keyshawn Davis. I think he's a good
Yeah,
little
yeah.
fighter.
Mm. He is very
And
good, yes.
yeah, he's a very good fighter. And
Mm.
a few others, not a lot of them I see that are good, but he's one of them. And a few others, not like before in the past, were like, oh, geez, they had a lot of good fighters. Here, now, a few of them that I'll follow just to get my attention. Yeah, just a few. That's all. I don't,
Mm.
I don't think much of the amateurs coming out nowadays anyway. So, you know what I mean? They're not like it used to be. So, especially this US Olympic class. Oh, there's maybe one or two guys that, got my eye. But the rest of the fighters,
Is that because the teaching isn't the same, the old school knowledge is being lost? Is that why you think the amateurs aren't the same as they used to be?
has I agree. The teaching.
Okay.
These guys are not fun. These guys are not being taught as they go up the ladders. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys, you know what I mean? Yeah, I see some good talent, but they're raw and green. They're not. You can see the skills are not developed at the amateur level, even though they're
Mm.
only going 3-round fights. But still, back in the days, I saw the same 3-round fighters, but they were skilled and talent. Not only talented, but they were skilled. Okay, you know what I mean? They were like 10, like Kasazu. He was a shit when he turned pro. He was like a guy with 25, 30 fights. You know what I mean? Lomachenko. You know, but I don't. In USA boxing, I just don't see it. Man. I just don't see the talent especially in the heavyweight division. But I don't just so I see girl fighters that are better, that are badasses, that are more technically sound than these fucking men, like that Kayla Gomez, pretty little Mexican girl out of El Paso. Man, she's nice. She's fucking nice. Yeah, she got good skill, good technique, good balance, good leverage on her punches. She'll be a better pro because she has a more of a natural pro style. She
Mm.
sets down on her punches good, and a couple others I seen. Yeah, a couple others I seen. There's one of them. There's
Okay.
one I really like, but she quit. But oh man, she was real skilled. Oh, I can't remember her name, but she was a girl. But you don't see that. They're getting my attention more than the fucking guys. Some of these girls, man. You know what I mean? So it's just USA. I don't know how it is. The English team is, but US team, nothing for me to get excited about, man. I don't watch that shit now, man. I don't care about it. You
Mm.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I
I
mean,
just rather.
traditionally America has sort of dominated the boxing scene, haven't they?
Oh, oh, The future world champions, the future superstars, the future pay-per-view stars came out of USA Boxing. The
Yeah.
last two pay-per-view, the last two superstar pay-per-view fighters were in the 1996 class. The Olympic team, my heavyweight was on Clave. The fighters were the last two superstar pay-per-view fighters were Fernando Vargas and Floyd Mayweather. They came out of that 96 class. Oh yeah. I remember them. Yeah, I remember both of the kids when they were in the junior ranks. They were the last two superstar pay-per-view fighters. Now you look, since 96, 2000, nobody. 2004, Ward fought on pay-per-view, but he didn't do no numbers. Who else? 2008, Wilder. He did they did good numbers because he had Tyson Fury. That was it. Okay. 2012, Earl Spence. One fight with Terrence Crawford. They did like 750. The fight he did with Mikey Garcia, they did 300,000, and he never did more than 300,000 until he fought Crawford. So that ain't a pay per view star. To me, a pay per view star is hitting that $1 million mark. Okay, that's when you become a star, and nobody. 2016, nobody. 2020, nobody. The last two superstar pay-per-view fighters were in that 1996 class. Fernando Vargas, he did big numbers all the time. Okay? Floyd Mayweather, I ain't got to say nothing about him. They were the last two superstar pay-per-view fighters. And that's been, damn, they're going on over 25 years now, no more. There's none. There's no superstars getting created out of USA Boxing no more. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sad.
Yeah.
We were once the most powerful country in the world. The future stars of USA Boxing, the future champions came out of USA Amateur Boxing Program. I should know. I was involved with that a lot.
Yeah, most of the all-time greats. Look at the top 10 fighters. Most of them are from the USA.
Sugar Ray Leonard,
Top
Muhammad
20.
Ali, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Pernell Whitaker.
Yeah.
Want some more? De La Hoya. Okay, Shane Mosley. I mean, come on. I mean, Vernon Forrest. I mean, they all, they're a lot more. Roy Jones. You know what I mean? Jeez. Kenny McKinney, Michael Carbajal, Meldrick Taylor, Pernell Whitaker, Vander Holyfield. Who else? Mark Breland came out of there. I mean, just Frank Lyles, Michael Nunn. Jesus criminy, man. And I'm missing so many. The 95 PanAm trials, when Diego won it, Diego won the PanAm trials, the nationals. There were 8 world champions that came out of that tournament. Fernando Vargas, Diego Corrales, David Diaz, Lamont Brewster, David Reed, Eric Morrell, Brian Mitchum, yeah, Antonio Tarver, Floyd Mayweather. Shit, how did I forget that guy? And he lost in the semifinals. Yeah. Okay. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
That was more than 7 world. That was at just one tournament. Oh yeah, Lamont Brewster too. Lamont Brewster. Not to mention it. Yeah, that was just a one fucking tournament, man. That's the way USA Boxing used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Damn, I got a good memory on that. I forgot. See, I forgot about all this shit because I don't until I started talking tonight. All this stuff's coming out. I remember. Okay. I remember that. I remember that clearly. Portland, Oregon, the PanAm trials. All the fighters were there, man. All the future world champions, man. Fernando Vargas, David Reed, David Diaz, David Reed, Eric Morrell, the WBA flyweight champ, Floyd Mayweather, Diego Corrales, Jesus, Byron Mitchum. He won the 65-pound weight division. Lamont Brewster. Jesus, man, yeah, a lot of good. Oh, Antonio Tarver, yeah, Tarver, yeah. Like I said, these are all guys fighting in one tournament. 7 future world champions. Yeah, pretty hard to fucking do. You know what I mean? Now you go to USA Boxing, you go to a tournament. Hell, you can't count them on 3 fingers if these guys are going to be champion or not. Okay, that's how far it's went downhill, man. Yeah. Oh, Zab Judah too. Yeah.
Zab
Remember
Judah,
Zab
yeah.
Judah?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was super judo, wasn't he? Yeah, he was a great fighter.
Oh, I forgot about
Mm,
him. Yeah. Zab was a good fighter. Real good
yeah.
fighter. Yeah. He lost to my guy, David Diaz. I helped out David Diaz for around a couple months, training. He was training at my house. And we fought
Okay.
Zab Judah in the POW. He lost to Zab Judah in the Police Athletic League championships. And
Mm,
man, I was pissed off. So the next time they fought, he stayed home and training with his other coach. But when he went to the Olympic trials, he beat him. He beat him twice. Zab Judah to make the team. Yeah, David Diaz. Yeah, yeah. And Zab is talented.
he
Yeah.
was, yeah, very good fighter.
Oh,
Mm,
oh, tremendous athleticism, hand speed, reflexes, combination punching, footwork. Huh. He knew it
mm,
too. He had that big S on his chest. He knew he was bad, Judah. Oh, the bad. That was, ooh. Yeah, Judah was talented. Man, that's the kind of talent I was used to.
yeah.
Now I see USA boxing. I'm like, I'm looking everywhere and I don't see any. But anyway, yeah, that was back in the days, man. Like I said, I've been around. I've had, like I said, every coach gets the experiences, have different
Mm,
experiences. I'm just telling you my experiences and everything. All the other coaches, they have their history, and because every coach has a good lineage or stories they tell,
yeah,
you know, and everything, So, but I'm just,
yeah.
there's a lot of shit I can't remember right now, but it'll pop up. You know what I mean? Like all this stuff I'm telling you right now, I forgot all about it. It's just coming out, you know, and it's just
Well,
coming
well,
out.
well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you got it out in this episode then.
Well, I'm just giving you some information, about the all the history, and you know it's different nowadays compared to back then,
Mm,
30 years ago. When them dudes were fighting. De La Hoya was what a bad dude he was. Whoo, Oscar when he was in the amateurs. Oh, whoo, what a talent he was, man. Vernon Forrest, Stevie Johnson. Stevie Johnson. He was the WBC
uh,
lightweight champion.
yes, yes. He was around the same time as Nassim Hamid, was he? Was it just before?
Now he's at the
Was he around
same
this?
time. He came out of that '92 class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he was sort of at the end of his career, well, when Nassim Hamid was around that weight, wasn't he?
Nah, they were in a different weight class. Stevie was a 35 pounder. He fought
Okay.
Jose Luis Castillo. Got ripped off. I thought he beat him. You know, but Stevie was a
Mm,
great champion. Yeah, he was solid, top ranked champion, 35 pounder, WBC champion from Denver, Colorado. He came in his weight division. There was Vernon Forrest, Shane Mosley, him, and Teron Millette, all world champions, future world champions in his weight division. Yeah, back then.
mm,
Wow. Could you believe that? That's how competitive. All four of them guys
yeah.
became world champion. Yeah, Vernon, Stevie, Shane, and Teron Millette. Yeah. Yeah. They all
Mm,
became world champions. Yeah. Yeah. And Vernon Forrest had oh man, that fight with Stevie Johnson, boy, he barely won that fight. It was a close call. That fight he had with Stevie, but with Shane Mosley, he dominated Shane Mosley, man. He dominated, just like you seen him in the fights. He dominated. It was the same shit that happened back in the amateurs. Yeah, yeah. But yeah,
mm.
that was back in the days, man. That was, oh God, just so much talent, man, back then, man. It was incredible, incredible, man. And you don't see that now coming out of USA boxing, man. I look at all the top talent because I like looking at the future fighters. I'm saying to myself, oh jeez. And you were talking about coaching. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. A lot of it's because of the coaching. These guys are not taught the right, correct way. Okay, yeah. A lot of it's
Yeah,
coaching.
I remember reading about a historian. I'm not sure what his name was, a boxing historian. He thinks that the decline in USA boxing coincided with almost amateur boxing because the style of fighting began to change. But he was a little bit more drastic. He was saying it started happening in the 60s and 70s, decline of USA boxing. I mean, not sure I
How you
agree with him
figure
there.
that?
Yeah,
'70s, man. They had '76 was the Olympic team. They had Michael Spink, Sugar Ray Leonard. uh, Leon Spinks. You know, they had some good fighters. Howard Davis. Then 80, uh, they had a boycott against Russia, but they had some good
Mm.
fighters on that team. Richie Sandoval was one of them, the future WBA champion who beat Jeff Chandler. Uh,
Yeah,
Russell Phelps' guy. Then 84, oh, all those gold medalists they had. Main event signed 88, Roy Jones, Kennedy McKinney, Michael Carball, Riddick Big Daddy Bo. Come on, man.
yeah,
92, all those great fighters. 96, how could it? It started declining in 2000. I mean, 2000 started going downhill.
yeah,
I was there. I seen it with my eyes. I was
yeah.
there
Because
because
the
I used to
nineties
go.
was the 80s and 90s was still a great era of boxing.
Oh, 90s had some good fight, man. That was the
Yeah,
last.
no,
Boxing started slipping in 2000. It started going downhill and everything. Yeah, it was a slow decline. Okay, now it's to where we got now, man, and it's sad. It's sad. This once great sport, the number, one of the top main streets, one of the top mainstream sports, with millions of hardcore fans, has been reduced to 350,000 hardcore fans.
mm,
In a sport that used to have millions, that's sad. Blame a lot.
yeah,
You blame that on a lot of it on the promoters. You know the way they do business, and the best don't fight the best. The network
yeah,
wars. Oh, you can't fight on that network. You only got to fight on my network.
mm,
Yeah, shit, man. Politics. The promoters, the powers that be, that ruined the sport. So,
mm,
and they let the fighters get away with their attitude, the culture, the entitlement, overpaying them. Yeah, that's another subject, man. We could talk about. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
anyway,
With
man,
fighters are lucky to fight twice a year now, aren't they? The champions.
fucking joke. Back then, when you became champion, it's good to get 4 title defenses in there. And if you wanted to
Mm,
stay more busy, you would fight. You would have non-title defenses to stay active. Okay, 10 rounders
yeah,
just to stay active, like Camacho did with Freddie Roach or Richie Sandoval did with Frankie Duarte back in the days. I saw. That's, James Toney used to do that too. Yeah, he
yes,
after
it
he
did.
beat
Yeah,
after he beat Barkley in that spectacular performance. I think 30, 45 days later, he was back in the ring. Yeah, yeah, staying
mm,
sharp. He was the last of the Mohegans, that Tony. That doesn't happen no more. These fighters, man, they don't stay active enough. And like we talked about, there's only so how